Hello, lads. My name is Brandon. I love Hallmark, Jane Austen, Love You Harry movies.
Hey, lads. I'm Brian. I like Love You Harry Jane Austen movies.
Hello, lads. It's Dan. I despise the Jane Austen movies. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark. It's this podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
She already changed it.
We hope you like
This and double it.
Here's what happened here. Everyone in the building can hear her, but you. Why don't you listen to women?
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Looking at something else on your phone?
You found a video you
It
had
was
to
a
look
full
at.
thing. Yeah.
Hi,
You were-
everybody.
You are preoccupied
sure?
in mind and action with something
Similar
else.
to that, right?
No,
No.
at least quad. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we sure do.
Happy
Quad?
Happy Tuesday post.
No.
Happy post President's Day Tuesday to you,
yeah.
everybody.
Hey.
What'd you guys do yesterday for
How was
President's
Valentine's Day for you guys? Big
Valentine's?
plans? Valentine's?
That was like almost a week ago.
That's right.
It was.
Pine cones?
It was good.
Pinecombe heart.
I did have some candy hearts, the sweetheart version. I'll accept no others. And
I did ask. We were watching a movie today, and I asked Bran how much I would have to pay him to grind up some of the sweetheart chalk and snort it like a rail of drugs.
Sure.
And he said, I hate that feeling. It drives me crazy. Probably $100.
Really?
Which is my favorite answer ever.
There's a lot in that answer.
Like, he set it up like,
Okay,
the number's going to be pretty high.
really quick before people think that I have a history with cocaine.
That's what it sounds like.
He hates that feeling.
I
At least that's
have-
what he's telling people now.
I have snorted pixie sticks.
That's what they call it on the streets of Titusville, Florida.
On a
His
dare.
name McNasty has nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah, that's right, man. Pixie sticks. It's clever.
I'd snort anything, and it was nasty. It was McNasty,
That's where we
and
got
I
the
would do it
nickname.
at a McDonald's parking lot.
That's
McNasty, there it is.
Look at McNasty.
Exactly right. Yeah, 100 bones. I'd probably maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
Somebody Venmo me. Somebody Venmo Brandon.
I love a
Brandon
sweetheart.
Jim.
I love a sweetheart. I love you, but you got to get it in super course.
Yeah, super fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Grind it up
You
with
want a
coffee
course?
grinder.
Oh, you want a course?
No, I want it fine. I want it fine.
You want those rocks?
I want it
course.
fine. Guys, speaking of fine, I don't know.
Yep.
How was your weekend?
Fine.
Fine.
Speaking of fine.
You had the long weekend.
Got a long weekend, which was nice.
Yeah.
Extra
Yeah.
time with the fam. Little rest, relaxation.
Probably weather was real nice. I think it was a long time ago now at this
I
point.
feel like
It's
the
been a few
lows
days.
were lower than the highs.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were right around freezing there, but then we were in the 60s. So
It's great.
Hey
Man,
guys, as
we
much fun
barbecued.
as this is, while I know that all of you have your presidents ranked from favorite to least favorite.
Yeah.
28 to 32.
Okay.
Go.
Okay.
28 to that's actually
Garfield.
really
Garfield is 28 always.
Garfield,
Yeah,
always.
always.
Pain of 1893 didn't bother you at all?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're but 28 is. I feel like is a safe number. Then Snoopy
Way after Garfield.
right there. Hey, all right.
Where's Linus?
So those are my 28 and 32. You said,
It's getting low there.
boy, Yogi.
Dan, I think
Yogi?
you could do this.
I could
28
do
to
it.
32.
I mean,
28 to 32.
a lot of those presidents are kind of unmemorable presidents.
Right.
Like 32 is probably George H.W. Bush. 31 is probably like Calvin Coolidge. 30
Where's
is
Cooper?
Cooper is lower than that. And I think we all know why.
You have one bad day.
Yeah.
You have
Well,
one
I
bad
mean,
day.
When you say what he said, you can get canceled pretty quickly, Brian.
Yeah.
Even then.
Yeah, even then.
I'm not. I think it was.
That's right.
A dark. What is it? Deep fake. I think it
It
was
was
deep fake.
a dark fake.
A dark fake.
A dark deep
I
fake.
think it was a dark
Yes.
deep fake.
Oh,
Yes.
deep fake. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Because it was a dark day. It was. I don't know.
it's
President's Day is a lot of fun.
For all of us, really.
Yeah, we love it. It's one of our favorite things, and I think we've said that enough.
Yeah.
American and Austen. You guys ready to talk about this one?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
finally.
I think you could tell by that intro we're all ready to talk about American
Originally aired on the Hallmark Channel February 17th, 2024, and it went a little something like this. The film starts with an aspiring author that is dealing with some writer's block. Her name is Harriet, and she works as a librarian, and she loves Jane Austen. She goes to head out on a date with her boyfriend, Ethan, and he
Proposes.
hands her, he sneaks her cell phone out of her bag, hands it to best friend that's staying at library. So after dinner, when she goes to try to find her cell phone, she's like, I must be back at the library. When they get back to the library, it is all decked out, and he begins to sing a song, unfortunately, and proposes to her. She says, maybe. Call me, maybe.
You're gonna be the one that saves me.
So her friends drink with her,
That's
and they
Oasis.
talk about,
You
yeah.
gotta add that
Well,
to the
after
playlist.
all,
You're my Wonder
you're
Woman.
my Wonderwall. Her friends, they drink with her, kind of, you just said maybe to a proposal. You deserve a drink or two.
Toss back a bottle of champagne.
Throw her in the back of a cab. And as she's about to get into that cab, she looks up and she sees a shooting star. Girl, that's what you are.
Yeah.
That's
star, right?
Oasis too.
Shining star.
Oh, that's Oasis. And
Champagne
she
supernova. Yeah.
she wishes. That's
That's
exactly.
like we
right.
planned that. That's unbelievable.
She
Wow.
Yeah.
wishes that she could be with Mr. Darcy. She gets in the cab, dozes off, wakes up in horse and buggy.
Did you say horse and buggy? That would be bad.
I did not.
Okay, good. That'd be really uncomfortable.
What's
for
your
all of
favorite
us.
Jane Austen book?
Persuasion?
Uh-huh.
Why?
That seems right.
It's because I use it as a book, as a guide to how to persuade people into buying a 4 for 2. It's very helpful.
Hasn't worked on me.
Well, you'll get there as soon as you understand the benefits.
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
It is the ability to grill and broil at different temperatures on 4 different surfaces at twice the speed that you would normally do.
I didn't know there was a broiling aspect
You got it.
of the 4 for 2.
Yeah.
Heat from up
Interesting.
top.
Heat, baby.
Heat from up top, grill from down below.
You got it. See, you're starting to get
Wow.
it.
Brent, it's a new
Are
you.
you persuaded yet?
But where's can you do 4 things?
For 2?
Yeah.
But you can only fit 2.
No, 4. There's 4 surfaces for 2.
Okay. I'll get it one day.
You know, like a baseball mitt?
Yes.
Turn it inside out. You got it?
Yep.
You got to loosen the strings a little.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And then add a broiler.
That is as clear as you've ever been on the 4 for 2. They arrive and she's greeted by Jane, Kitty, Mary, Elizabeth. All characters
gang.
that we love
Yeah,
from
Sense
Pre-
and Sensibility.
Pride and Prejudice.
Emma.
Persuasion.
Mansfield
They're shocked to see what Americans wear and promptly get her into the proper garb. Harriet is convinced that this is all one big elaborate bit set up by Ethan, because if you're not going to say yes to me with song, you'll say yes to me after I create an entire world of Jane Austen
That's
for
a
you.
man you want to marry.
Absolutely. They're shocked as she begins to just be weird. They're just constantly like, Americans are interesting, huh?
Interesting creatures.
Interesting creatures.
A few times.
And so they end up going to a dance, and she sees.
The best part of this is from this point forward in this synopsis, Bran, who doesn't know the story of Pride and Prejudice, is going to try to both tell you where it deviates, and then go back to the original. And he doesn't care.
You are so cute to think I'm going to try.
He fundamentally doesn't care. You need to know that up front.
Give me 20 seconds and I'll be done here.
Okay.
Sees
More than
Mr.
enough
Darcy
time.
and she's like, well, that's interesting. After quite some time, she figures out that I want to be with this Mr. Darcy. I like spending time with this guy. This is fun, but it's beginning to change things that she knows about the books. And she would go up to her friends and she'd be like, I know what's going to happen in the future. She would tell them what's happened in the book, and then something wonky would happen. And she doesn't want that to happen. She wants that. She got to stick to the book, stick to the status quo. You know what I mean? So she realizes that she has to make sure that Darcy ends up with the person we know in the book, obviously, Elizabeth. Of course. And so she does that. Through all of this, she realizes that she wants to be with Ethan, Songboy, from the beginning. So she ends up, everything does work out, and we love that for everybody, and yay. She ends up waking up back in the cab.
September's over.
With books, Wake Me Up When September Ends. She has the books with her, though, so I don't know, whatever. She scooters her way to Ethan and to my heart. Goes to Ethan's apartment. She professes her love to him on a door buzzer, but it turns out he's just right behind her. Hearing the whole thing, they kiss, they're getting married, we love it, and that, my friends, was American in Austin.
We did it.
Aaron, how'd I do?
Great.
Thanks, bud. We're going to take a quick
Grading
break.
A to F. How did he do? C plus.
I was gonna say like a B minus.
Grade him rated from presidents. Like which president
which
would he
president
be?
would I be?
Cooper.
He's already taken.
Which president would you
Yeah,
be?
which president for
For that
how
red
good the
synopsis.
synopsis was.
Oh,
This is great.
Can you put your camera on while you say this so people can see?
People just have clamored.
I forgot.
Abe Lincoln, everybody. We'll be right back here on
It
Deck
is
the
not
Hallmark.
Abe
the
Lincoln.
Hallmark.
You are not Abe Lincoln. How dare you? Deck the Hallmark.
She didn't have to say it. We all knew. We all knew.
Goes without
She
saying.
wore the
Abe
hat. It
Lincoln
was,
hat.
it was clear as crystal. It's clear as crystal. Welcome back, everybody, to Deck the Hallmark. We're talking about American in Austin. Let's break it down with 4 seconds. We're going to start with the hot take. We're going to share exactly how we felt about this movie.
There
We
it
do not
is.
hold back. And I'm going to start with my good friend, Brian. Brian, what did you think about American in Austin?
Yep.
And for old time's sake, if you
Yeah.
could break up while you're talking,
absolutely,
that'd be really great.
absolutely. So I feel like that's the norm now.
Yeah.
That's the norm.
Yeah. We're used to it.
All right. I actually like this movie quite a bit. Of
course.
I thought that this was a ton of fun.
Yep.
The whole idea of what they were doing, her going back in time,
Can somebody who's listened to the best ofs give me a ton of fun count from Brian?
do I say ton of fun a lot?
I think you do.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What can I say?
It's tough. Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Yeah, and this went by real fast, except for the end, where it definitely dragged a bit. Eliza Bennett, I feel like she was like perfect in this role. She was really great. Her reactions and the way she played along was a lot of fun. Ton of fun, maybe even. A lot of inside jokes that I feel like I would have gotten if I had read the book. Yep.
Yeah.
But I could tell they were doing it, and I appreciated
Yeah.
that.
When you can tell other people
yeah.
are having fun.
Yeah,
I think that
I'm
helps.
like, so
Yeah.
I love that they did that, and so it did drag a bit for me at the end. I was like, let's go, let's move this along, wrap it up. I know what's going to happen here, and so we had to deal with that. But other than that, I thought it was really good. It's probably my favorite movie of the year so far. Favorite Jane Austen movie for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So that was my next question. Was better than the other two.
Yeah, definitely for me. Yeah.
I'm picking up what Brian's putting down. I did think it was a lot of fun. Listen, the first part of this movie where it's not in Jane Austen's world at all, really liked it. Then she gets transported into Jane Austen's world, and for the first bit of it, I really liked it because it was fish out of water. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Then we just kind of get to business as usual in the Jane Austen world, and that's where my eyes glaze over a little bit, and I begin to just hear pip, pip, doodly doo over and over again, and that's all fine and dandy. The ending of this movie, the Declaration of Love.
Diddly Doo was Jane Austen's ton of fun.
That's exactly right. She always
so
said
we're
that.
definitely
She
on the
would
same page
always
here.
say
then.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Pip, pip,
The
diddly-doo.
Declaration of Love at the end of this movie I thought was super fun, where she's saying it and he's kind of like walks up to it as she's saying it. I thought that was really sweet. And so overall, I agree, especially of the Jane Austen movies, this is definitely my favorite so far. And yeah, I think it might be my favorite of the year so far. Better than the Betty's Bad Luck. Yeah, I'm going to say it's my favorite of the year so far. And Eliza Bennett is a gem.
Yeah.
I would love for her to come back as often as possible to the network. I thought she was so good, so charming. There are a couple of times where I laughed out loud just by the way that she delivered a line. And I'll get to one of those in my All the Feels. So fantastic performance. Honestly, fantastic performances all the way around. I did feel like the characters... the Kitty, the Jane, the Elizabeth, the other one. All of those felt the most like, hey, we're being dropped into a Jane. Like it did feel authentic and it felt real. And so kudos to them for that. Danny?
I would say, and this doesn't happen often, you can pretty much just copy and paste Brand's hot take as mine. the movie starts off
Pip
really
Pip
strong.
Diddly Do part 2?
Especially the
Yeah,
Pip Pip Diddly
thought
Do
so.
part. Eliza Bennett is great.
Yeah.
A new favorite. We have to see more of her on the network. But after that, you need to understand that if you think it's bad that 3 dudes are reviewing Hallmark movies, a movie that is a Pride and Prejudice adaptation by 3 dudes who've never seen it, our opinions here, unlike in the Hallmark world where it's like we can still tell you if we thought it was a good or bad movie, they really just don't matter that much. Like I can only imagine what it will be like. I can only imagine if when I walk by your side. Yeah. I can only imagine having something that I loved. Will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine.
Yeah. I can only imagine. Surrounded. Sorry.
You can get out of hand there.
Okers there, yeah.
You can really get out of hand there and hurry. We did not. We kept it under control.
Right under.
But you can easily get taken away.
Complete control.
There. I can only imagine if
surrounded by your glory. Don't say it if you don't want me to sing it. Figure out another way to say it.
If a story that I loved dearly and knew very, very well had a movie made where someone gets dropped into that story and changes the plot lines of that story, I feel like that would be a lot of fun for me seeing how they unpack it. It wasn't for me because I don't care. I don't know that story. I've not read the book. I will say Eliza Bennett is great. The beginning and end of this movie are really, really solid. And then when she's first there as a fish out of water, there's a lot of fun to be had. After that, when we get down to the Pip Pip Diddly Doos, there's 45, 50 minutes that are really there just for Jane Austen fans. Like, you really can't fully enjoy this movie if you're not a big Pride and Prejudice fan. I think for those folks, there's probably even more to enjoy or to even pick apart. I don't have many wait whats because it's like, how much of this is real? How much of it really matters? Like, you don't know. And so it's not like one of my favorite movies, but of the movies we've seen this year, it's the best one, save for the mystery one with Deloach and Ayers. And of the Jane Austen ones, head and shoulders above purely on the performance of Eliza Bennett. And then add in the fact that it's funny, it's different, it feels refreshing. All of that works in its favor. So not my thing, but for the people that it is their thing, I can imagine they had a lot of fun with it.
Can I ask you a quick follow-up? You did mention head and shoulders. I'm curious about the knees.
Knees and toes? Yeah. Knees and toes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Head and shoulders?
Knees and toes?
Knees and toes.
Uh-huh. Thought so.
There's nowhere else to go with it.
But I think we it's time for
Aaron knows the rest of the song, I
eyes
guess.
and ears,
mouth
and
nose.
nose.
Okay.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
I didn't know there was any more to it.
Surrounded by your... No, I'm sorry. Are you going to pray?
Yeah, I think he's
I'm
taking
trying
a
on the
moment
big monitor. You're about to lead us in an altar call. Surrounded by your glory. The band's going to sing one more stanza.
Turn these lights
What
down.
will my heart feel?
For those of you that are watching
If
on
you hear-
on
If
Philo,
you feel yourself led to rededicate your life. Will I dance for you, Jesus?
go ahead on your remote control at home on your Philo. Press up, down, down. That way, one way you can follow up
I'm
with
getting
it.
word it's 10,000 new commitments, 500 rededications.
Great. What I was going to try to do is do I Can Only Imagine, but to the melody of Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. And I was having a moment in my... I can't do that right now.
Yeah. The Antichrist comes if you do that. I'm pretty sure that's in Revelation.
That's the starting.
And Travis and Taylor's baby isn't due for another 10 months.
So,
probably.
yeah, it's a little early then.
10 months.
Yeah. That means they're going to have it in a month. Do the math. It's not our... Look, I'm not...
Do the math. It's time for all the feels where we're talking about when this movie gave us those feels.
Yeah.
Bill Nye, the Brian
science
guy.
It is, yeah. Good to be back. That was a good segue, actually, because my feels was...
That was a good segue.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
Boy.
I know where you're going. You're taking mine.
Oh, I am?
Well, it's fine.
Oh, man. When she does the line, she says the line, "It's me. Hi." I paused the video and I said, if she does this then they're doing it. Like, phenomenal. It's my favorite part of the movie.
You paused it right after she said hi?
She said, hi, it's me. Hi. And I go, that could be it. She could stop there.
You really had the wherewithal to grab the remote.
I had it in my hand.
Pause it before she said, I'm the problem.
Yes. It was
Wow.
with me, right there with me.
Man.
I had a sick kid. I'm right pausing at every moment.
You don't need to deal with a sick kid. You got that remote in your hand. You're ready to go.
She said it. It's me. I'm the problem. Hi. And I was just like, fist bump. I was psyched because.
Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Phenomenal.
And then she says, she really is the voice,
voice of a generation.
Yeah,
It was
that's
so
the
good.
best.
Yes.
The actual line of the Taylor Swift lyric, I was like, this was forced. But when she does that,
comes out of it. Yeah.
that's when it works.
I honestly haven't laughed that hard at a Hallmark movie in a long time. It was
Yeah.
it was a funny line, a better delivery. Like she was, it just
so
was
good
perfect.
at it.
Yes.
And so it was just funny on a lot of levels. Just the fact that it's for us here in the office, it would have been funny if nothing else was going on in the world with Taylor Swift. The fact that the Super Bowl just happened, the fact that people hate Taylor so much because she's messing up football, according to them. All of it, I just love the fact that it was
took a little
there.
too long to say according to them.
According to them.
No, definitely not something I think.
No, I think it's great. I think it's hilarious when people get mad at the whole Taylor Kelsey thing, at her in general. I think it's great that they included this in the movie. And you're right, it was perfectly delivered. Like, it was just a great little insert and feels,
Very funny. That was mine as well.
Yeah.
Danny?
I do love the declaration of love at the end of this movie. I think it works because both performances are really good, but also in a bigger, more philosophical way, it works because I think in the entirety of her being in Austen's novel, Austen's big on classes and also generation of women who the mom, all she cares about is her daughter's getting married. All they care about is marrying for love, and that's what they should care about. And then she gets to go forward in time to a point where not only is she not bound by that class, even though there's plenty more work to do, she also gets to give the declaration of love instead of just accept it. And I thought that was really, really, like, her realizing, like, to use the progress that she realized in the story to choose her own plight in her relationship was a really smart Austenian thing to do. And as little as I've read, but as little as I know about Austen, I think that moment was as purely Austen as February has gotten. And I'm sure many people that are big fans would disagree with.
Can I ask you a quick follow-up on that?
I would love that. Love you too.
You love me too?
I would love you too. Here's what happened.
I would
Here's
love.
a video.
I would
Can I
love.
see a video
I
on
would
that?
love you too. No, my question was, I actually heard that you would do anything for love.
I would do anything for love. And here's what you need to know, though.
What's that?
I won't do that.
Oh,
What?
that was the one thing.
I'd do anything for love. Won't do that.
No. We'll be right back here at Dahmer.
Jack Dolman.
Not snorting any sweetheart.
$100.
$100.
Welcome back,
Yep.
Tammy.
Etc.
You made it.
Is it Tammy Philo or is it a different Tammy?
Different Tammy.
Okay.
But we do love Tammy Philo. We love Philo.tv/DTH. Watch this movie. Watch the other things we're covering this week. All right there within the Philo. And while you're at it, you can watch us. We got a channel
Philo
right
deep
there in the
dive?
guide. You can
Come
have
on.
us on all day long.
Put us on in the background.
We have ourselves on all day in the office. And I know that sounds like
as
I'm making it up.
narcissistic as it
But it's
possibly
good.
could.
If we put it on the lobby, if anybody
people
comes
can
in,
see
they
it.
know.
It's not for us.
Well, sometimes it's
I
for
do
us.
sometimes get
Sometimes
sucked
we
in.
do pop in
Sometimes
to
we
see
do.
what it. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
When it's funny. When it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like if
Not
I
often.
came in and we were doing the I Can Only Imagine, I would stick around.
Of course. I mean, that's not the best of.
I'd stick around.
I question our
It's time for the Wait What Is, where we talk about what in this particular film made us go, wait, what just happened? To start with you, Brian.
Yeah, this was a tough one. This was a tough one
Yeah,
to
it
grab
is.
some way what's. I only have 3. My first was her cousins were basically unfazed by her being able to tell the future. There were like no disbelief at all. They're just like, okay, well, prove it. Like right into like just no disbelief at all. Nobody questioned it. I thought at least one of them should have questioned.
But the thing is she's wrong a lot. I think that's why they didn't question it, is because she says these things and then they don't always, like, Wickham's not coming to the ball, and then Wickham shows up at the ball and it's like, she doesn't know. Go ahead,
Aaron's
Aaron.
gonna pipe on in.
Well, I mean, she's right.
We don't even use the freaking camera. I don't even know why we put
Why
it
do
there.
we even
I don't
get
know.
it? Hey, Blinken.
I just
Tip of the hat now. Tip of the hat.
Pip, pip, diddly do.
she's right several times before she says
Yes.
that. So that's what they're like, oh, you're right. You knew that Caroline was going to say this. You knew about the rain, that Jane was going to get sick. You knew all these little things.
Yeah.
But then she goes off the rails, and they're like, whatever.
So what you're saying is early on, nobody was like, "Come on, this bogus."
Yeah, right,
okay.
yeah.
About that.
I thought for sure you should get a little pushback. The other thing is there's just so much dancing, and maybe I'm just sick of it.
Have you read the? Listen, if you read the book,
oh man,
there's
so
look,
much. Like we've done. I just feel like
this was really the summer of balls.
Yeah, this was the summer of balls.
Yeah,
if we're talking balls, and the size
If
too,
we're
there's
talking
just
balls.
a lot of people dancing. Like they should have coordinated with the other movies this month and just be like, all right. How much dancing are you doing? And
How
just
many balls
taper,
you got?
Yeah, how many balls? Like, let's taper it back a little bit. We
taper those
don't
balls
need
back.
full ball gown
you don't have full
dancing.
balls.
Here's what happened here.
You don't have to go balls out.
So that was just a lot. And she ended up with the first edition of a book, and she was just flailing that thing around.
Yeah,
Like,
she was.
Just and then she I
First
think she-
edition
yeah.
Jane Austen. Who cares?
No, it was the book that
Or no,
inspired
I'm
Jane
sorry,
Austen.
the book that inspired Jane
But,
Austen. Yeah.
Like I think she just put it on top of a brick ledge and just let it. Like it's just a little bit of like it's sacred. Like you got a little protect that thing. Summer of balls. That's all I have.
I only have two, one at the beginning and one at the end, kind of where I was
Sure.
paying
Oh,
attention.
when we
Yeah.
go back in 1815, you just don't have anything.
I don't have anything
That's
back.
weird. Yeah, it's crazy.
All that was rock solid. Yeah. All right. So they're on a date. They're reminiscing. They're having a good time. They're talking about. You remember the first date, and you got us tickets to the concert.
Yeah.
And it turns out that those tickets weren't real, and so we sat in the parking lot and ate string cheese
Yeah.
and guessed
And
what
tried to
to guess what song was playing. And my thing is if given the if the options are sit in the parking lot and eat string cheese or anything else,
Literally anything else.
let's go do anything else.
Yeah.
Let's salvage this date.
Yeah.
It would listen.
Hey buddy, you want to, baby girl? I know. First, this is great. We're having a lot of fun.
Baby girl, huh?
You want to sit here? I got some string cheese. What was his plan with the friggin' string
Yeah,
cheese?
did he bring
If they-
that with him?
Were they
Like-
going to bring it into the
Ugh.
show?
Smuggling
and
in
he's in
string
there.
cheese.
They're listening to
Warm
the
string cheese.
chain smokers, and he's just down in string cheese.
My
Here's a
thing is
strip
this.
for you.
Hey, do you
a
guys
strip for
chomp?
me.
Do you guys chomp string cheese, or do
No,
you peel
absolutely
You chomp
not.
it.
No, are you
Whoa!
kidding me? Are you kidding me right
That
now?
explains so much.
Why would you do that?
I don't eat much string cheese.
Neither do
wanna
I,
be
but-
very clear.
He's a
Obviously.
chomper, Aaron.
What?
What?
If you had
chomp
string
or
cheese, do
string
you chomp it or do
cheese?
you peel it?
I commit to the peel for like 2 peels, and then I'm a chomper.
Yeah. She gets
Well, that's
Peel
better
all
than
the way,
nothing.
man.
though.
I peel that thing till it's
understands.
nothing left.
Yeah, that checks.
I actually
I
peel it.
get bored, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
want this cheese.
exactly.
Well,
Yes.
I peel
Let's
it
get
with
this
my
cheese.
I peel it
With
with my
teeth?
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
I
I
do
do.
like a little.
You go all sexy like is what you do.
Yeah,
He
me
wants
and
to
string
tease
cheese.
the big girl.
Baby
Me
girl.
and
String
string
cheese
cheese.
incident there.
Me
I
and
heard
string
about.
cheese. We have a good time
String Cheese
together.
Incident was great live. One
I've-
of the better bands I've ever seen.
It
live.
really was.
I will say
I have
this.
one, too.
If
Sorry,
you,
go ahead.
if you that string cheese concert story, if it was an outdoor show, like if they were
Right, if
supposed
they
to
could
go in,
hear it.
then it's a sweet date
Yeah.
where you're out there and you're listening to the music of your. I think it's both their favorite band,
Yeah.
Foreigner. I think,
Yeah.
and they're listening and they can hear everything that's going on. All right, I'm back on board. But as soon as she said, we tried to guess what song they were playing, you're just hearing like the bass at that point.
Right.
Like you are not sitting in your car. You're going to go eat somewhere or do something.
Yeah. I mean, I know the string
Yeah.
cheese will go bad if you don't eat it. Like I get
Yeah,
that, but
you can't just let that sit.
Yeah, chomp
you
chomp.
got to chomp chomp. Last but not least, she's doing this whole thing where she does the declaration of love, talking to the thing.
Yeah.
He walks up relatively early into this declaration of love, and when she finally sees that he is behind her, she goes, "How much of that did you catch?" And he says, "Enough." And like, bro, you heard almost all of it in its entirety.
Yeah.
I'd say that was enough.
There's so many better lines. He could just be like, all of it. Or
all
like,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was here from the beginning of it, and I loved every second of it. Enough. I mean,
Enough.
I missed the initial buzz, but after that, I got all of it. Dano?
This is a throwaway line, like when people say literally and they don't mean literally, and so I hate using it, but it is a wait what. When she said that she says Jane Austen single-handedly got her through her parents' divorce. And all I'm saying is this, is that books are comfort and they are great and they do help you when times are tough, but they are not a replacement for talking to someone, and maybe medicine, maybe a community, maybe life changes,
Maybe string cheese in a parking
maybe
lot.
chopping through some string cheese. There is no world where the only thing that helped her cope was reading the same 6 books over and over again. That's not healthy. That's not okay. I hope that she's being sarcastic. I had the concert ticket one too. The other 2 I have, one of them is she thinks this is a bit for an excruciatingly long time. She doesn't realize there are power lines for a full day and night in
But they
England.
did that for us, like me, because once she realizes not a bit, I lose interest.
That's right.
It
She's
is
trying
part
to keep
of-
you on
yeah.
the line as long as
Yeah,
she can.
absolutely, and she did a great job.
It takes her way too long. And then, and Aaron said this while we're watching the movie, but she thinks she's in a bit. She thinks that her boyfriend has planned all this, which is the biggest weight one of this movie, that he's planned an entire wee Britain.
Yeah.
There's an entire English town where everyone speaks British to make her realize that she should marry him, which is just like, it's so absurd, but you give that, it's fine. But she does that for the first 15 minutes she's in Jane Austen town. And then when she realizes she's in it, she immediately goes straight to trying to keep everyone on the Jane Austen track. Now, what's weird about that is if Jane Austen is so important in your life that it single-handedly got you through your parents' divorce, you're going to, and all you want in life is to meet your Mr. Darcy and be with Mr. Darcy. There's going to be a third thing. In between going, I'm actually in Pride and Prejudice, and trying to fix Pride and Prejudice and learning a lesson, there's this middle section which makes every fish out of water movie great. And that is the fun part of the proceeding, where you're like, it's like in Home Alone. Kevin's scared because he's made his family disappear. And then all of a sudden he realizes he made his family disappear, and he gets to have a lot of fun and eat pizza and nobody bothers him. She never does this. She never has this time where she's like, I'm in Jane Austen. This is a dream come true. Let me go check out Mr. Darcy. Let me go see what Elizabeth's doing. Let me go blah, blah, blah. Like, that part of this movie is the part we're missing because it keeps Bran on the line longer. Bran stays on the line because that's fun. It's fun times. But she goes straight to the, no. Elizabeth has to end up with Mr. Darcy, and Wickham can't go to the ball, and the blah, blah, blah. And it's fine for Austen fans, but for the rest of us, I think if you had segued in with some sort of, hey, she's having a blast because this is her dream come true, that would have helped a ton.
You know, it would have been a lot of fun too if there was I don't know if there is a point of like controversy or a question that people consistently have, but like, she's like, oh, I've always wanted to ask you this. And like, she does that moment of like, everybody really wants to know this little secret from the book, or that would have been a cool bit.
Well, and the dance scene. If they plugged in a phone or something. And
something. They put on like some Drake or something. Like, it'd be unbelievable.
Can you even
here's
imagine
the thing.
that? You couldn't unsee it.
It would be indelible. It would probably. Here's the thing.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Here's what happened.
Tell me what happened.
Imagine if you were in your favorite story.
Yeah.
If you are in your favorite story, you're not going to spend the whole time going,
say cheese and die. Say cheese.
I'm calling BS.
Big dog,
and
little
then
dog.
turn around and just try to fix it. There's going to be at least a span of time where you're doing some sort of bit yourself because you can't believe you're here.
When's it going to be Christmas?
Right. Imagine that. You're in there. You're
All
looking at
available
all
on
those-
Amazon right now.
Yeah, you can buy it right now.
You're around?
I am in that book, actually. So I feel good about it.
What
were you going to say,
Aaron has a
Aaron?
point here.
I'll go to the Aaron cam.
Thank you.
Great, good job.
First, I would like to say these hats are really uncomfortable and
Super duper
I really
uncomfortable.
regret wearing this, and I hate it. The way I would have played it, I think, is she realizes a lot sooner that it's a bit. You have that moment where she's like, yes, I'm in it. Darcy's looking at me. And then when she realizes she doesn't love Darcy the way she loves Ethan, then segue into trying to fix the story. But we don't, right? Like you said, we don't ever have that part where she's like, yes, I get to go dance with Mr. Darcy. Like, she never has that Darcy moment. And I just don't think she has ever read Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, that's a problem for someone that's supposed to be a big fan. I think that there's always these great movies where you give people an opportunity to do something that they think they've always wanted, and then they realize that it's not their story.
Right.
And we don't really get all the stuff that's fun. We just get her going, this isn't my story. We got to fix it. You got to go. She becomes a stage director, and it's just not as fun.
It's time for what the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe it's clear stuff. Brian, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
Yeah, the whole movie, I kept wondering, why did she say maybe? Like, what was the holdup? And then she sort of explained it at the end, where she did say, this is why I said maybe, but I still didn't feel totally clear on it.
I think we're supposed to think she's holding out for Mr. Darcy, who she's read about over and over again as it saved her in a tough time. And then she goes to see Mr. Darcy and realizes that's not her story.
Yeah.
That was a story from the 1800s, and she gets to choose her own
This
story.
is my song.
And praising my Savior all the day long.
All the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Amen.
It's just a little thing. I don't know. I wasn't around back then. Towards the end, they're in the carriage. Darcy, Elizabeth, Harriet, and Harriet's like, I'm going to walk from here.
Yeah.
And to stop the carriage, Darcy hits on the top of the thing and just goes, is that how you did that back then? Could they hear that? The guy on the horse with the clickety clack, as loud as can be, would he be able to hear the... And no, stop in time. Like, was that how you did it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Dano?
My question would be for the makers of the movie and the writers of the movie, which is, I understand.
Yes.
Who is this?
I'm the maker.
The maker of the movie.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well.
You had a question for me.
How many have you made? How many of these have you made?
Of what?
These movies.
None of these movies. No, sir.
So, what did you make?
I've made arts, crafts.
What kind of arts and crafts have you made?
Sketches.
Sketches?
Sketches.
I got you.
Taylor Swift.
Like the shoes?
Friendship bracelets.
Great. I don't think I need to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you then. I think we're good.
Children.
You've made children?
Yes.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely don't need to talk to you, but thank you, Maker. I appreciate it.
Riddles.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Baked goods.
Wow.
Well, I think a lot of us have made baked goods
real
before.
maker over
Not
here.
like me.
Really? What's the specialty?
Spice.
Spice of life. Okay,
Girls.
quite a maker.
Spice Girls. You listen to Spice Girls.
That is a good trick right there.
So my question
Make
for the
her out.
Great. My question for the makers of this movie
Yes.
is I know that you made this movie for Hallmark and you don't have a choice but to do what you did with it. But you have a very unique premise here. Was there any thought to changing the actual narrative of Pride and Prejudice? So having all of these characters and then going, you know what? The point of the book wasn't that every Elizabeth has a Darcy. The point of the book was status and what it meant to be in the patriarchy and what it meant to fight against that and what it meant to choose what you wanted. And what if in this story we found out that what people wanted was different? I know you can't do that for Hallmark, but was there a version of this where she does realize I'm trying to keep the story the same? Because that's the best movie, in my opinion, is she's focused on keeping the story the same. And the reality she realizes is just like I don't want Darcy anymore, the story doesn't have to be the same.
It's like Blank Check from Blank Check.
It's like Blank Check from Blank Check.
You
That's
spin the blank check, and then you learn the lesson.
Great. Yeah,
You
sure.
change the story, and then you learn the lesson.
Change your story, learn the lesson.
Imagine
Got it.
Blank Check where he gets the blank check, and then he's like, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Before spinning any of Blank Check.
That's right. But Blank Check does spend it all, and you know
Blank
it
Check
does.
spends it all. That's
Blank
what I'm
Check
saying.
Spends every dime.
100%.
Yeah.
And then he kisses the adult woman.
He kisses the adult woman. That's true.
TakeTheTape.com if you want to check out our commentary track on Blank Check.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
It's fun. We did it.
We did it.
Congratulations, everybody. Guess what? Way Home's back tomorrow.
Oh,
I mean, it's already back. We're reviewing.
got
Tomorrow's the day that we're reviewing it. Hopefully, you'll join us for that one and so much more. Apparently, we got a President's Day movie to review
go.
on Thursday.
Finally.
Lot of fun this week. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray. And
That's
recorded
right.
live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.